That'll do. That's all right. I think we're okay there. Just position this up a little bit. So I'll probably be waiting 5 minutes for... Oh, God, no, actually, that's better. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go into my little Logitech settings. Where are they? Because that seems a little bit close for comfort. Was it like that last week? I don't think it was. All right. That's better. Okay, cool. That looks a little bit better. It's a bit closer. So we might be, I was just going to say, we might be waiting 5 minutes for people to come on because I've just looked at my subscription feed and Louise is live, Waking Prophet is live, Thrifty Treasure is live, and Texas Gal Treasures is live. So there's loads of other people live. So I don't know who's obviously over there on those chats. I don't actually watch Waking Prophet or Thrifty Treasure or Texas Gal much anymore, but obviously they're on my subscription feed still, so I'll get notifications that they're live. But yeah, so there's loads of people live, so might be a bit of a slow start until people kind of roll in, but that is okay. So what we will do is I will wait for a few people to... Oh, wait, we've already got 20 in. Okay, maybe it's not going to be that we're waiting for people to roll in. For some reason, we've already got 20 in. It's always a way in it. When you think one thing, it's the other. So what we're going to do today is we are going to do the best questions only. And I'm going to be the ombudsman, the decision maker, the question master. I don't know, something like that. And only the best questions are going to make it into the show. So everyone can whack their questions in the chat. But if I don't like them, I'm going to say I'm not answering it and we're going to move on to the next one. So what this should do, well, in actuality, what it'll do is it'll mean everyone gets pissed off and doesn't ask any questions. But my utopian vision of what it should do is that the questions should get better and better towards the end until we're on like crazy top level questions because everyone's competing with one another to get better and better. So yeah, I don't think that's going to be how it actually is though, because normally for me, things don't work out and it just derails, but we'll see anyway. So I'm going to first do some shout outs in the chat. Buying Space is in. Hello there. Tack Shack is in. Tom Curry, I don't think... Oh, yeah, I think you have been in before, possibly once or twice. We've got Tommy in. Hi there. There's my boy. I need to actually come on a live with you. We'll have to schedule something, Tommy. I need to come on a live with you at some point soon. We've got Monumental Andrew in. We've got Stu in. We've got Chelsea in, which is Alan. We've got Liz in. Don't know who Liz is. I don't know, but there's no second name there. I don't know whether you've been in the chat before, possibly. Aids in. Hi there. We've got Louise is in, so she must have wrapped up her live. Richard is in. We've got Pick a Flipper in. Oh my god. 1 second. Right, there we go. Big Girls Don't Cry. Laney is in. Oh right. The only person you need to worry about being live is me. Why are you going live? Various thoughts tell me most unrepeatable impolite commitment. What's this all about? I'm not even going to go into that, Stu and Tommy, but okay, we'll leave that where it is. You had 1 more minute to start, so I sent everyone here. Oh, cool. Awesome. Right, okay. We're getting to a few questions. It seems like loads of people are putting questions in. Okay. Right, okay. I'm going to read the questions out, but I'm going to choose to ignore them or not, depending on whether I think they're worth it. Question: have you done a spelling class and do you have any tips for managing the ball pain I'm now experiencing after doing it? No, I'm going to ignore that one. I'm sorry. I'm not. No, that's not good enough. Are you concerned about the coronavirus? Okay, well, it's not good enough, but I'm going to answer it because I know many other people may be concerned about it. So I had reservations first off, and I went through a period of intense anxiety with it about a week ago, because obviously I have hypochondria, health anxiety. So something like that automatically goes into my mind and I can't get the thought out of there. I get what I call a sticky thought around it. But anyway, then my mum and my dad reassured me about it and, talked to me about obviously my dad's in like pharmacy or whatever anyway, or, you know, drugs and stuff like that. So he reassured me a bit more about it. And then what happened, there was this curious lifting off my shoulders, as if, obviously, I know that it might not actually spread to this part of the country and I might not get it. But in my mind, I'm thinking, oh God, I'm getting it. I've got it already. I've got it already. Then what happens with me is my brain is brilliant. I'm in love with the intricacy of my own mind, because my mind actually projects onto my body perceived pain. It's slightly different from psychosomatic pain in a way. I mean, yeah, okay, it probably is within the realm of psychosomatic, but it seems that there's this other pain that isn't quite psychosomatic. I mean, yeah, it isn't quite psychosomatic, but it's partially psychosomatic, because it's almost a projection. It's pain projection onto your body. But sometimes the physical sensations aren't actually a physical pain to be dealt with. And that's in more of the case of psychosomatic pain or psychosomatic illness. So it's amazing, because if someone says to me, oh, this is the illness that's going around, these are the symptoms, I can project with my mind the symptoms onto my body. It's incredible. I don't even know how to do it. I just think it's the most wondrous thing, most curious thing ever, really. And at first I was very annoyed with it, you know, and I would berate myself for it and all the rest of it. But now I get very fascinated that the mind and the brain can really do that. So that's what happened. So I had, you know, the sore throat and stuff like that, and I had the little bits of symptoms. This was about 2 weeks ago, but then I got myself over that, pulled myself up again, and then all of that lifted, and then, you know, I was in a realm of freedom, of being freed from that anxiety from it. And now and also the news and stuff, you got to be careful with the news, you know, it can really like send you down, it can send you in a downhill spiral. But then what I did was I actually challenged myself to look at the news. So I wasn't looking at the news for a while, then I looked at the news, then I got down, and then I looked at the news again. And now I'm looking at the news again, but I'm not anxious. It's weird. If you can get to the point where you are doing what you're most anxious about and you're not actually anxious about it anymore, that's when you know you're cool, you're stable, you're psychologically, you know, almost, I don't want to say growing, but you're psychologically on a good plane, on a good level, essentially. So for myself, I would say it's mixed at the moment. For mankind, I have no concerns at all about it. Not this one. If you gave me a virus that was 80% death rate and it spread with, you know, one person into 10 people, yeah, I'd have a concern. That's it. We're pretty much, we're not gone, because what would happen is societies would crumble, healthcare would crumble, and then what would be left would be the 20% that could actually get over it, and then they'd have to rebuild. So, I mean, really, you'd have to have a virus that's 100% fatal, because otherwise it wouldn't work. It wouldn't take down a species. The only way it would take down a species is riots and things like that. So societies collapse. Then what happens is it might only be an 80% death rate, but people start doing riots and then killing each other that way. And then, you know, we just all collapse in ourselves, and then the human race is gone. I think the best bet for wiping out the human race is either an intense natural catastrophe, an asteroid, like most probably what happened to the dinosaurs, or some sort of virus. I don't know whether I just said that, but yeah, they're the best. And I think at some point they're coming. I mean, you can't sustain a population of coming up to 10 billion in 2050, which is the supposed calculations. You can't sustain that. The bigger a species gets, the harder it is to actually maintain and not fall in on itself. It's much better if you had a species on a planet the size of Earth as maybe about 1 billion. 1 billion would probably do it, not 7 billion. I mean, and certainly not 10 billion. I mean, it's just too much. So the human race, I've always certainly thought for the last year or two, the days are numbered. I mean, I can't see I can't see us lasting millions and millions and millions of years longer. We're too intelligent. That's it's funny. Our biggest asset is our biggest downfall. We're too intelligent, and that's what'll collapse it in on the end, because we'll go back. Our intelligence will take us so far forward, but we'll end up going back. And it's kind of like, and I've discussed this before on a video, I'm sure, the movie WALL-E. I might have even said it last week or the week before, but the movie WALL-E is a brilliant example of why we have got to be very, very careful with our intelligence and with technology, because everyone's just going around on these little chairs. And it was the fact that Earth had become a wasteland or something as well, and we were up in the space in this ship, and we're all really, really fat, and we're in these little chairs, and we're looking at screens and stuff all the time. And that is the dystopian future that could be a reality. You see, humans have a brilliant thing at the moment. We're on a brilliant little thing. I don't know what to describe it. A brilliant little future planning thing at the moment. All these movies that you see now, a lot of them are illustrations, are plans, are blueprints for our own future. So you see all these movies. I'll give you a very good example of this. There's been brilliant movies like Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey and some other actors in it. There's that one this year or last year that came out, Ad Astra or something. And then there's maybe not Gravity, actually, because that's not really a future one. I don't know, actually. Ad Astra might not be a future one, but I think it is. And what these are doing is these are setting up the stage within our own minds and within our kind of future projection. It's almost like macro collective level law of attraction. So the entirety of the human race are pouring all of these or projecting all of these ideas into these movies. Everyone's watching them, and then we're actually forcing all of these ideas into reality as a collective consciousness, or a collective unconsciousness, as Jung would say, as in Jungian psychology. And then in maybe 500 years, we are actually playing out the movies. So, for example, there will be people who go to other solar systems and things light years and light years and light years away, just like in the movie Interstellar. So what we're doing here, it's brilliant when you see it. The human psyche is so intelligent. It's beyond, if you actually look at it, we are planning on and scripting our own future by these fictional movies that we have now. Science fiction will turn into science fact by the very reason of creativity and creating the science fiction in the first place. It's just like years, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, no one could dream of certain technologies that we've got now. But then slowly what happened over those hundreds of years is people started thinking about, what if, maybe this could work. And then it slowly got spread around. And then one person who was really a genius saw these ideas, saw what possibly could come, and then actually had the intelligence to actually create it, to make it, and then it got us into that reality. It turned fantasy to reality, and I think it's absolutely brilliant how incredible the human mind can be. Who would win in a fight, me or KLC? I'm not even answering that one. That's crazy. Adds utopian question sounds good. Well, it would be good if we actually get to it, because I'm rambling already, aren't I? It's mental. You see, everyone's putting tomato in the chat, and that isn't even the safe word. Right, let's have a look. Have you got a system for GTC, good till cancelled? As I don't have a shop yet, there is no hub. A system, I don't know quite what system you mean. I just put all my items on good till cancelled. I store my items, obviously, and then when they sell, they sell. I don't really have a system for good till cancelled, unless that's meaning something else, GTC. But I think that's good till cancelled, right? Yeah, but I don't actually have a system, unless you're meaning something specific other than what I'm thinking. Do you think maybe you just caught the vibe. I doubt it. I doubt it. Because I would have thought that it would have been worse than it actually was. I think it was very much. The thing is, there's probably a percentage likelihood of me actually having it or had it back then of 0.002% or 0.0001% or whatever, considering the population of the planet, the areas of infection, the fact that there's only been 9 confirmed cases in the UK. So obviously you have 66 million people in the UK. So you can get a probability weighting off that, obviously, by the 9 and then the 65 million. And also you can reference that, which I don't know how to do mathematically, but I know how you could get to it by obviously then you cross-reference that by the locations as well. You could even do a triangulation thing, I suppose. But no, so I don't think so. But so it's more of there's a higher chance of it just being psychosomatic, or as I say, perceived pain, because I don't know whether there's an actual other thing between psychosomatic and something else. So maybe another conceptual term to use about it. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. Reminds me of the Black Mirror episode of the guy who feels other people's. Yeah, well, the weird thing was when I was really bad with my anxiety, I used to have levels of anxiety. So I had level 1 to 4. So level 1 is when you're just a bit anxious and you're all right, basically. You're just slightly aware that you're a little tiny bit anxious, but there's not really any physical symptoms. Level 2 is when noises around you start creeping into your mind and getting to you. So I used to suffer with when I was at supermarkets and stuff. There'd be tills ringing, or there'd be noises like this, or car alarms going off or whatever, and they'd get to me and they'd really get in and they'd give me like sort of almost physical sensations. And then I get onto level 3, which is the physical sensations of pain. And then level 4 is the physical sensations of pain actually me building them up so much that it gets into a real state of anxiety. But what actually I used to have when I was on about level 3 to level 4, going from level 3 to level 4, when I would touch something, like, for example, I have a vivid memory of touching a car, when you do the winders on the car for pushing, for getting the, windows, getting the windows up and down. I don't know why I forgot that. But I have a vivid memory of touching one of those and it reverberating through my body. Obviously, it was just perceived pain. It wasn't actually real pain. It was just me blowing it up. If I went to a doctor, they'd say there's no pain there. There's nothing there. It's simply just anxiety or perceived pain. I touched this thing, that winds the window up, and I felt it. I felt the thing, but I felt it in terms of pain. So it was almost as if I could feel what that thing felt like, but in pain expressed through my physical organism. That was weird. And I've had that many a time, and that's always come at level 3. And it's associated with also numbness with anxiety. So also I used to have, sometimes when I got out of the shower, I'd have numbness all over my body. And whenever I touched any place in my body, I'd feel it numb, like everywhere over my body. And I'd try and pinch myself because I'm getting worked up here because I can't feel my body. Am I dead or something? It's not strictly depersonalization or derealization. It's separate from that. But then obviously it's associated with that. It's at that same level when you're touching things and you're getting that reverberation of pain. Also at that similar level of anxiety is the numbness. And then those two things, let's say you have that one in one circumstance, maybe the numbness in another circumstance, because they wouldn't come at, you might not get the two circumstances at the same time. Usually for me it was separate. But when you get that, or the numbness, that sends you into more of a panic, that then you enter level 4, which is the real bad zone. And then that can only really be cured by, it can be cured by many things. And it's a short-term thing anyway, because once you go to sleep, the next day you wake up, you're usually fine again. But essentially, if you want to cure it before sleep, I found shower really helps. But then again, sometimes I'd get numb after the shower and then it'd just expedite the symptoms anyway, or the perceived pain or whatever. But you could also, drinking milk helped massively for me. Also, what's the other thing? Hypnosis has helped for me quite a bit as well. You get loads of hypnosis videos on YouTube and stuff. I imagine, I mean, I didn't do it back then, but I imagine now actually what would help massively is meditation. So yeah, it's just a weird thing. It really is. I've been to the like proper far out reaches of anxiety. I've had depersonalization. I've had all the things around anxiety. I've had the proper far in, and that's because of my addictive personality as well, and wanting, and also I used to have this kind of thing of wanting to make myself hurt more, you know, and that's a very, very common thing, you know, people wanting to take it to the extreme level. But I also think that in hindsight, in looking at it in a way of amorphaity, which is obviously the idea, the Stoic idea that nothing in your life, don't look at anything in your life as fixed, good or bad, because it all has got you to where you are now. I think in hindsight, me taking it to the extreme, to the far out lengths that it possibly could go, was a brilliant thing, because I learned so much. I'm such in a good position now. I'm really, I know anxiety. I know it. I know every little bit of it. And although I'm not a psychologist or anything, it does potentially mean in the future that I could potentially help others. You know, I could display my knowledge and stuff, and hopefully that will act as a map to help get anyone through it. Because I was one of those people who took it to the extreme, and I'm sure there's people in the chat who have taken it to an extreme as well. Maybe not by want, really. When I look back, it wasn't necessarily a want at the time to take it to the extreme. It's only in very recently that I've realized, actually, deep down in my psyche, was this desire to take it to the extreme, out of a weird, as I say, out of this weird, is it masochistic or sadistic? I think it's masochistic desire or want. It's weird. But anyway, this is intense. You've not really watched many of my videos if you're saying this is intense. Anyway, can we vote on the answers to the questions given as well, and say whether they're a good answer or not? You can do, but I might just disregard the answers, or the whether you think it's a good answer or not. Anyway, have no sensible questions to ask. That's okay. Yeah, that's a very good piece of advice, Pleasant Valley Picker. I'm assuming you're on about the virus. Yeah, there is no point worrying about stuff you can't control. Whatever happens is going to happen. There's nothing really you can do about it. You can literally quarantine yourself. You can say, right, I'm going to stay at home. I'm going to buy everything online. I'm going to try my best to keep myself quarantined. I can assure you something is going to come along to destroy that nice little happy environment that you've got going on. You may as well just go out there into the world, do what you're doing, live your life to the fullest extent until whatever comes along. You know, you really, the thing is, it's no different to just going out the door on a normal day. Even if, let's say there was some sort of big virus out there or whatever, let's say there was something way bigger than what's happening at the moment. It's not really any more risky. I mean, it is a bit more risky, but it's not really that much more risky than going out the door on a normal day. And I'll tell you for why. You don't know whether you're going to just not look on the road at the right time and end up getting run over, or you don't know that a blooming car's going to come speeding down the road out of nowhere and run you at you. You just don't know. You don't know what would happen. You don't know that a big gust of wind is going to come down, blow a tree into you, and then you'll be dead on the floor. You don't know. I don't know right at this moment that clock's going to fly off there, whack me in the head at just a precise little point, and then I'm gone. Well, so what's the point in just trying to control it? You just got to do what you do. Just go out there into the world, and if you are scared of it, it's fine to be scared of it and everything, but realize that there's nothing really you can do fundamentally anyway, and then that will soften. Well, at first it'll actually give you more intense anxiety, but after you've got over that intense anxiety, it'll then soften you and it'll mellow you, and like, you know what? It's all right. I don't need to worry. If whatever happens, happens. You know, if I go today, I go today. If I go in 50 years, I go in 50 years. But that's what happens. There's nothing you can do about it. And then when you've gone, it doesn't matter anyway, because there's nothing after death. So it's just like no experience. It's just, you're not even there, so it's great, you know. Or really, I mean, if let's say you're a hypochondriac or someone who have health anxiety like myself, the only thing really you have to think of, I say worry about, is the pain of death. But really, you don't need to worry so much about that, because a lot of people, in fact, the vast majority of people, probably about, I'd say 100% of people actually have experienced a level of pain in their life, which is, you know, somewhat bad at some point during their life. A very large percentage have anyway. I mean, basically to exist is to experience pain. To have a body is to experience pain at some point. So you just think, well, that's how it is. And then you realize, well, actually, okay, so I've got this little bit of pain that is obviously going to be present. But then actually I've got no experience after death. So it's like, hang on, death doesn't really mean much. It doesn't really have any hold on you when you think like that. And then you think, obviously, that you can't really control anything that happens outside yourself, and you get over that initial first hit of intense anxiety, and then you're like, bloody hell. It's like, it's almost as if I don't need to worry about anything, because everything's just going to happen the way it's going to happen anyway. It's almost a weird sort of fatalism, but it's not fatalism at the same time. You could actually look at it as free will or fatalism, but it's just this lovely, just think, oh yeah, you know, I'm just chilling. I'm just doing what I'm doing. Anyway, we're due I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, I think so. Money Mental. I was thinking that anyway. Do you think that is slated to hit the Earth possibly? I didn't even know about it, so I don't even know. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's see. I've got to check any good questions. Is there any good questions? Hey, didn't KLC have one before? Did Louise have one up further up here? Oh, I can't. I'm sorry, Louise. I can't answer that one. That's not good enough. What is your favorite hairstyle? I can't answer it. It's not good enough. To be honest, that asteroid one, that I was clutching at straws with that one. How long do you think you'd last? Okay, Chris, I'll throw you a bone on that one. We'll do that one. If you did a sponsored silence, how long do you think you'd last? No, don't worry. That's not me doing the sponsor. I know that actually, I was going to say that sounded like I was doing the sponsored silence, but obviously it didn't, because I was silent. But I suppose it must have looked to people then when I was just silent that I was actually going to do it then. No, I would imagine no one in the, you know, let's say there was no one in the house, no distractions. Actually, I think I'd last less if there was no one in the house. People in the house, an hour. People not in the house, 25 minutes. I honestly, I genuinely think I would be that bad. I really don't think I could last very long. I mean, if I was applying myself, maybe, but even then, you can't really say, yeah, I'm going to apply myself, because you don't know what, you know, there might be something that ends up making you speak, you know, there might be something that pops up and you just end up blurting something out. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, not a long time anyway. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, pleasant. There's billions of folks on Earth, only a tiny number of cases. The media feeds the fear to gain weight. Yeah, but it's terrible, that, isn't it? But I mean, if they are doing like kind of feeding the fear and stuff, I think that is really, really bad. I mean, there's morality in that, isn't there? There's morality stuff in that. But then again, what are you gonna do? You know, that's what they do, isn't it? So what are you gonna do? No, I'm not answering it, pleasant paradox picker. Not that I don't want to, it's just not good enough. Someone's got to come up with some good questions, because yeah, come on, we've got to get good questions here. We've got to get good questions. I'm not answering these. Well, give me a realistic idea of how that could happen, because I don't think you should literally, I don't think there's anything that could actually animate a corpse in such a way. Yeah, I'm open to the idea of some sort of virus, or I don't know, maybe bacteria, but bacteria probably wouldn't be the thing. It would probably be more virus or something. but I'm open to that idea. I mean, I thought World War Z. I mean, I'm not a zombie guy. I don't like watching zombie film. I mean, I love zombies, but I don't like what I know. I know, what am I saying? I'm so paradoxical. But I love zombies, but I don't like watching the movies because they're just too gory and too all out. Oh God, I don't like it. And but I do genuinely love zombies, and I love the idea. I love the concept. And I did watch World War Z, actually, and I think that's a phenomenal zombie film. And that was from an actual virus. So I'm open to the idea, but I just can't see scientifically. I mean, obviously, we're speaking fantasy here anyway, but I always like to put a little bit of a scientific spin on it. I like to look at it from two angles, essentially. So if we're thinking fantasy, then yeah, anything's possible. You can do it. But scientifically, is there actually a way that this could happen? Is there, I mean, if we did, we probably don't want to define it scientifically, because if we found a way to do it, then, or that it could be possible, it would excite a lot of people, because I know a lot of people want a zombie apocalypse, but it would be very fearful for a lot of other people. But scientifically, can we understand that there could be something that could create that? I really don't know. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's mainly elderly people and stuff. What's your potential question, Georgina? Andrew Dirty would feel wrong to ask. What are you going to ask me? Just ask me a question. I don't mind. Now that Aid has got the first truly good question of the night, I think we have to give it to Aid so far. If anyone can get a better question than this, I'll be impressed. Question: what's the longest answer you have given, Ad? I honestly think, and people can contest me on this, I don't know for sure, but I honestly think I might have gone for about 25 to 30 minutes on one question before, on one episode. I mean, obviously, that's possibly with a little bit of a tangent as well, but on a similar sort of vein to that question. So I honestly think 25 or 30 minutes on one question. So that is a brilliant question there. So let's see if we can get better than that. We've got 46 people watching. Bloody hell, that's a lot, isn't it? And yeah, I'll be back before I finish it. Yeah, bloody loved Wally. I know, it was a bloody good film. I want to watch that again. It was good. But it's weird, that, isn't it? How we think that's good. And I know you're not meaning you think it's good in terms of the dystopian future. I know you're just meaning you think it's good as a movie, as I do. But it's weird how almost we can make a similar association to that movie, as if we almost are attuned to that future, or we're attuned to that idea, that path that humanity can go down. It's almost striking a chord. I don't want to say on a primal level, but on some sort of level fairly deep down, that is actually speaking to us in one regard. And possibly that could be that maybe that is one of the paths we're going down. And it would make sense, therefore, that it does actually strike something within us, because if that is potentially the future we go down, then there's some level of association that we can draw there from that future. I mean, then we get into the pseudoscience or parapsychology of things like, well, if, let's say, we define that time doesn't exist, which from actually physicists and stuff, it's quite a valid notion. We say that time doesn't exist, then the future could be happening now. All of time could be happening at one single moment, essentially. And so the future is already in place. And then imagine, now I'm being very fantasy in this, don't take this as scientific or anything, which no one will do anyway. But it's just a little hypothesis I have that I have a lot of fun with. But what if the future then calls back? Because if time is just a conceptual notion that doesn't actually exist in the real world, and it's all just, the universe is just one moment, then the future can kind of be integrated with the past and within our minds right now. And therefore that future that's created in part from the collective psyche of and almost subtly placed by these movies in science fiction, it can actually it can strike that chord. It can strike that primal chord. I mean, it was Einstein who said to physicists, the past, present, and future is merely an illusion. And obviously, there's a lot of debate at the moment about whether time actually exists. In fact, there's been a lot of debate for a number of years. And so, if we think about it in that way, it's weird that so then it strikes a chord with us, because yes, it's not going to be the exact future that we have. It's not going to be exactly structured like WALL-E is, but it's going to possibly be similar. And so it strikes that chord at the very heart of the very soul of us. It's weird, isn't it, when you look at that? But I just wish that parapsychology or pseudoscience could integrate with science more. Now, what I don't mean is science giving a more lenient view on pseudopsychology or pseudoscience. But what I mean is that actually the two coming together and science actually devoting more research and more time and more resources to proving certain elements of parapsychology and pseudoscience. And then in that delegation of resources and in that understanding of things that we don't fully understand at the moment, we might actually be able to see the universe, see the time, past, present, future, all these things in a different way, in a more mind-blowing way than we could ever imagine. The world, the universe could be so much more complex and weird and different even than it is in current scientific understanding. I mean, even in current scientific understanding, it's the most bizarre, weird thing out there, with all these quarks and gluons and atoms and Higgs boson and elementary particles and waves and universe with either flat or no curvature, positive curvature or negative curvature, the electromagnetic field, all this weird, I mean, this is weird stuff. It's not just, and this is all, physics, this is science, but yet it's so weird. And I think that we could extend our understanding, our conceptual understanding of the universe, by embracing these other, even weirder aspects of pseudoscience and parapsychology. And actually, if you think about them in context of what we already factually know, they're not actually that weird. They're actually pretty normal when you actually compare them with these weird things called quarks and gluons and stuff. It's the most bizarre, amazing thing, really, the world and the universe, isn't it? Anyway, I'm not a physicist. If I live my life again, I know I'm 24, so I can't really say that, but I'm going to say it anyway. Terrible. God, if I live my life again, I'm 24. Anyway, so if I live my life again, I would be possibly a physicist. No, let me rephrase that. If I had another life, I'd be a physicist. So let's say if I lived till 150, which I don't know, I might do, probably not though. But if I live to that, then I would be a physicist. But at the moment, I'm on a different path, and I want to be on that different path. But if I had another shot or whatever, I'd probably be a physicist, because that'd be cool. But I'm terrible with numbers. That's the problem. I'm not very good with numbers. I'm great with words. But I'm terrible with numbers, so I don't know. I'm terrible at algebra and stuff in school, so yeah, that's the only problem. But anyway, let me go down here. My question was better. Would you moved on to the next one? Would have been quick to answer and could have moved on to the next one. Just, well, maybe. All right. Well, don't get huffy and puffy. Don't take it personal. I'm just going through the questions, for God's sake. Bloody hell, everyone taking things personally. God, I don't hold any grudges against anyone just because I say that their question's crap. It just means, it's like saying that, someone says to me, Adam, your YouTube content is crap. Okay, fair enough, right? You know, if you don't like it, if it's not for you, fine. But I wouldn't take that as a personal insult, saying that you are a horrible, disgusting disgrace of a human being. I'd just be like, okay, you think my content's crap. Maybe there's some other content that you like, but I assume you actually don't think I'm crap. I assume you just think that, oh, he's probably all right, you know, as a person. So yeah, I don't think that I'm taking any grudges or anything just because I don't answer questions. It's just how it is, isn't it? Can't answer everyone's question. Scoo do 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 boo do scoo moo do 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 choo do boo do 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 scoo moo do poo do 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 do, and I am do 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 do. Do, 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 do. I'm just going up the chat. There's quite a lot of chat going on, so I'm going up. 37 watching, eh? Bloody, hey, hang on, that's one down 9. Someone promote it again, will you? Because that's gone down. Buying space. You're stranded on an island with no cell, and you can only take one book. Would you choose H.P. Lovecraft or T.S. Eliot? Both of those authors, I've not really read. I'm thinking T.S. Eliot. What's T.S. Eliot? T.S. Eliot, someone, he did something famous, didn't he? That I think I have read, actually, or that I've watched a movie of. But they're fiction, aren't they? Well, I would say T.S. Eliot's fiction. I don't know about H.P. Lovecraft. Let me Google. God, bloody hell. Why do you have to give me so hard questions? Lovecraft. Oh, Lovecraft. Love, I'm in the mood for loving. Sisters and my brother. No, I don't even know what to say. Was a merrick delight of weird fiction and horror fiction. Wrote down Lovecraft spent most of his nights when born in the death of his grandfather, which ended with. Here we go. Let's have a look at his quotes. The world is indeed comic, but the joke is on mankind. Oh, that's brilliant. I love listening to people's quotes because it tells you. If you go on Wikipedia, I know you shouldn't reference Wikipedia or anything, but go on the quote section of Wikipedia or go down on the page on Google. Read people's quotes because there's hidden meaning to the intellect of the person of the quotes. If you can look at some quotes and you can think, oh, that person's not very intellectual. They don't really know, don't have much understanding. But you look at other people's quotes and you're like, they have a lot of understanding. You see, this quote here, the world is indeed comic, but the joke is on mankind. That is a very highbrow quote. That is very intellectual. I know most people brush it off like, what? I don't even get what he's on about. That's just weird, crazy. But that is a very highbrow quote. So this guy was pretty intellectual. And that's how you know. You look down the quotes, and if you've got good quotes, then you know. But if you've got crap quotes, then you know, don't you? You know the crap. Oh, that's a terrible thing to say. No one's crap, but you know what I mean. We're just not as intellectual as you think. Do I dare? Oh my God, this guy was so intellectual. Holy crap. Holy crap. Do I dare disturb the universe? Is one of his quotes. That's more highbrow than the other quote. My God, that man was a god. Jesus. This is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but a whimper. Oh God, that's a bloody good one as well, isn't it? I've heard that one before, actually, I think, or part of it. April is the cruelest month. Bleeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain. Wow. Bloody hell, that's inspired, isn't it? Anyway, well, I will go with T.S. Eliot because I think I know a little bit more of the books he did, or one of the books he did. So we're going to go with that one anyway. So yeah, that was a half decent. Well, it was a bit weird question, but I suppose it was half decent. Right then, let me go down. Now he's discussing my comment. I'll take that as him answering my question. Yeah, I suppose so, maybe. Yeah, I'll give it you. Okay, you're in the exclusive question club. Oh, we should call it that. I should do it every week and say no, because it'd get boring every week. I should do it every other week I should do it once a month. And call it the exclusive question club. Yeah, we're going to do that. Right, I'm writing that down so that then I'll remember, because I might forget. How'd you spell exclusive? Oh yeah, I've got it. Don't worry. Exclusive question club. Right, that's what we're doing. The exclusive question club, and it's every month, and it's the best questions, right? 8 guests. Okay. Right, so the first few are going to be easy. Andrew, Louise, Jen, Tommy, Tracy, that's 5. George, because I think he's just sweet. I just think he's a really nice guy. What's that, 6? Oh, 2 more. Bugger it. Steve, we'll have Steve, that's 7. Bugger this. Possibly Zahir as well, so that's 8. Maybe, yeah. I can't really go back on that now because it sounds like I'm kicking Zahir out, but right. Well, I might go back on it. Not that I don't like Zahir, but it's just 8 is just quite. I mean, it's quite a lot, but it's a small number as well because there's a lot of people I like. Now we'll say Zahir. Yeah, we'll stick with Z. Although there are a few others. I could do with 10 because I'd actually like 2 Aussie thrifters there as well, so that would be 10. So yeah, but anyway, that's that one. Yeah, you just about made it in there. Right, man. Do. Skidoo. I don't know. No, I'm not answering your question. I don't know. Well, actually, that is the answer to the question. Okay, you've tricked me there. I wasn't going to answer your question, but you've tricked an answer out of me. I do not know. I don't know how to explain women. They're beautiful. They're wonderful. They're incredible. In a lot of cases, they are incredibly internally strong. But I don't know how to. I'm a man. I can describe a man. I can't fully describe a woman. I don't know. I can't. I'd have to be. What I'm trying to say is I'd have to be a woman to be able to describe all the intricacies physiologically and psychologically speaking. I cannot describe a woman in her entirety. It's impossible for me personally to do. I can't do it. Why would someone agree to go on a date with you, then pull out 2 days later? No, I'm not. No, that's weak. All you're doing now is you're trying to get your problems sorted through the questions. And I can see that, Andrew. I can see that. So why? I'm not going to answer them. If you're just doing that, I'm not answering. You've got to be more wise than that. What's that really nice word I like? Wily. Oh, what does wily mean? Wily. Like Wile E. Coyote. Why? Wiley. Is that why? How would you spell it? Wiley. Oh, Wiley, like that. What does it mean? Wiley, meaning. Crafty. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I'm wily. Means. It sounds a bit weird, actually. But I'm wily, so you can't get past me. I'm a crafty bugger. Anyway, right, let me have a look. Question, how do you do? Oh, well, we've got to have a re-sign question, haven't we? I'll let you in on that, Richard. How do you deal with slow sales mentally? I find I get stressed when I have slow sales for 2 or more days. Well, let me first address this from a standpoint of clarity. At the moment, I am not worried about slow sales, and the reason for that will be explained very soon, and it'll be all clear why I'm not worried about slow sales. But when months and months ago, when, let's say, I would get really worried about slow sales and I'd really need to be focused on them, I suppose it would get me down mentally. It would send me down a little bit. But the only thing you can do, and I've actually heard from a fair few people that sales aren't they're a bit weird still. They're a bit weird for the last couple of months. And for me, I'm in a bit of a peculiar, different, weird, odd, crazy, void-like position at the moment with my re-sign. So I can't really comment to a great extent at the moment based on what mine are doing, what mine are like. So from what I've heard of other people, they are a bit up and down and all the rest of it. And mine are the same, but as I say, I can't really comment too much on mine because I'm in a weird position at the moment that will get elaborated on very soon. So I think you just have to just keep going with it. That's what I did for so long. You get these peaks and troughs and doing going up and down or whatever, and it would be bad. It would be bad at the start, and then it picks up again and you feel happy, and then you go down again and you're feeling a bit like that, and then it goes up. But I think the thing is, and I think, Richard, you've been doing this quite a while anyway, but they do get easier. That kind of flow, gets easier, and I think it's just about listing. I think it's just about taking your mind off the sales, removing that from your head, and just thinking, what can I source? What can I list? Have I got anything to package? Just instead of thinking forward or thinking even what's bad that's happening now, think about just the daily process of the business, the listing. Think of it in little sections, right? Let's list today, let's pack today, let's source today. But don't worry about the sales on top of that. Just do the processes of the business, and then the sales go back up from there anyway. I think that mentally, or attaching yourself too much to your business, as I've talked about in the past, or mentally attaching yourself massively to that eBay graph or whatever it may be, or your sales in general, can really disturb, but not necessarily, I don't know, it can disturb the flow. That's what I'm trying to say. It can disturb that kind of just doing the business as it goes, and it can make you feel as if it's just this downhill and no up. Whereas if you just take the things as it goes, keep running the business as you would just run the business, and don't look too much, don't attach yourself too much to those sales. I mean, you do have to look at your sales, but don't attach yourself to them so much. Then you might be on the up, and then when you are on the up, that gives you more motivation again, and then you're a bit better. But it's just one of those flows, isn't it, really? Right then, would this not be possible? As if he did, he wouldn't exist to do murder. Yeah, it's a hard one, that, isn't it? I've watched Doctor Who for so long, as probably you and others are aware, and I see time travel in a weird way. So although it may be a paradox, I still see it as being able to happen, because it's almost you create a different timeline. So I don't know, this is just the way people call it headcanon, don't they, with regards to shows. But this must be how my headcanon works. Someone's born by the father, right? And then they go through life for 20 years up until a future point. And then they meet someone and they go back in time, or they themselves build a time machine and go back in time. And then as soon as they make the act of killing the father, a new timeline crops up, but then events go in a different way. But that other timeline had still existed, but now it's actually in a parallel universe or a parallel dimension. So now that person still exists in that dimension, in the dimension in which they killed the father. But in fact, oh God, this is getting confusing now, even for me. But that doesn't erase the events that happened leading up to them traveling back in time, because that is now separated off into a different parallel dimension, parallel universe, or parallel stage of the fourth dimension, which is the time, of course. I suppose that's how I've balanced it in my own head. But I think if you did that in reality, which you can't obviously at the moment, but if you did that in reality, if there was a way to do it, maybe it would just create a paradox. Maybe it would create some sort of temporal explosion that we can't even comprehend at the moment. I don't know, but yeah, if he did, he wouldn't exist. Would this not be possible? As if he did, he wouldn't exist today. Yeah, it is a hard one. That's just what my thoughts on it are. I shouldn't, but I'm going to be kind. I'm going to give you that one. Okay. I shouldn't really, because it's a little bit subpar, but we'll give it you. Other than your family, who has influenced you the most and why? Well, I'm actually going to do a video. Well, no, I won't answer this now because I'm doing a video on that anyway at some point soon. So I won't answer that one now, but I am going to answer it. So I'm not ignoring that one. I will answer it at some point. But I'm going to do a separate video surrounding a little bit of that anyway. Yeah, the universe is mostly a mystery, innit? It's brilliant, innit? Exciting, it's all, woo! I wonder what this is. I wonder what this thing is that's in front of this thing here, doing flapping about. Oh, well, no, you couldn't even call it flapping, actually. I wonder, yeah, you can't even say anything, because if I say something, then that takes away the mystery of it. So, just imagine a mystery. What is this? Woo. It's so funny, isn't it? Anyway, well, okay. How is life treating you, fella? Has sales been good? They've been, as I say, I'm going to talk about this in a separate video because I need to talk about this in a separate video. But yeah, I'm in a weird place at the moment for re-sign and stuff. So, yeah, I'm not going to comment on that until I comment on it properly. Let's just say that. Right then, let me go down. Right, let me have a look. That's a good one, actually, but I don't actually know who invented words. It's weird. I would imagine he must have sprung up, what, 50,000 years ago or something. I'm checking Google. It might be on Google. I don't know. When did language form? Let's type in that. When did language begin? Oh, look at that. The results suggested that language, first of all, okay, I'm a bit off, but I'm in the range. First evolved around 50,000 to 150,000 years ago, which is around the time when modern Homo sapiens evolved. Oh, that's interesting. Cool. Because didn't Homo erectus or Neanderthal or something, or Neanderthal, or however you pronounce it, didn't they have language as well? They had some sort of form of basic language, didn't they? But no, it's just sounds, isn't it? Fork. So someone must have pointed to it one day in a cave. Oh, actually, no, we didn't have forks in a cave. We'll have to go. When did forks get invented? Well, okay. No, I know what it would be. It would be the creator of the fork would call it a fork, wouldn't he? 4th century BC, 4th century, not BC, 4th century. So, yeah, that person who invented it will just named it a fork. But of course, a fork is just a sound. It just fork, knife. It doesn't actually mean anything to the actual object. It doesn't make the cup. It doesn't mean anything to the actual tangible reality of the object. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a weird thing. Who decided to call it a fork? Who decided to call it a knife? It's an odd thing, isn't it? What things I'll get to? Can you do? Only because it's you, Jasmine, I will answer that question. Ads, everyday question, how's your week been? It's been all right. It's been pretty good. Pretty happy with it. And that's about it. No. Is he drunk? Why does everyone assume that I'm drunk? Well, I said last week, I don't a lot of the time on these shows now, I've been doing them for long enough. I don't really have that many do we call them inhibitions? I think that's the word. Anyway, I don't have any inhibitions, so I just do what I do. I wouldn't say I'm drunk all the time in terms of imaginatively drunk, but I would say that for a lot of the time I'm pretty just without many inhibitions. Unless I'm in an anxious situation, then, you know, oh God, you know what I mean? But no, because I've been doing this quite a while now, I don't really have much. It's almost as like Thursday Talks has been my way of growing into a 45-year-old man. That's what it is. Because if you actually cross-reference me with a 45-year-old man who's had a couple of kids and doesn't really care anymore about what we say or what's this. I mean, yeah, okay, on occasion I do backtrack and I think, oh no, I better not have said that, and then obviously rephrase or apologize, which anyone should do really. But if you cross-reference me with someone like that, you'll see that actually on these shows in particular, at least, I've just got to that point. Well, you know. I mean, I think of it now as whatever I say on here, people will forget about it in a week anyway. It's like, what was that saying by Winston Churchill? When I was 20, I thought everyone was looking at me. And then when I was 40, it was something else. I forgot, you see. And then when I was 60, I realised that no one's taking any notice of what I was doing or something like that. Or is it when I was 40? Oh, we'll type it in. Bugger this. I'm not. Let's Churchill. It's a brilliant quote. It's a brilliant quote. 20. Oh, where is it? I thought. Bloody bugger this. Probably won't find this now. Here we go. It's a good one. Okay. Oh, bloody hell. Continue to cite. What are you doing? When you're 20, you care what everyone thinks. When you're 40, you stop caring what everyone thinks. When you're 60, you realise no one was ever thinking about you in the first place. That's always stuck in my mind, that. And now I'm about the 40 stage, which is pretty good because I'm 24. So when I'm 40, if I can get to the 60 stage, then I'm on it. You realise no one was ever thinking about you. That's brilliant. Yeah, I'm definitely about the 40 stage. Not in the entirety of my life. Obviously, with self consciousness, that's the phrase I was looking for. But no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So that's pretty decent. Pretty decent. Right. Anyway, yeah, but they only had spoons. I don't even know what that's in reference to, but okay. Right, where we've got to go in a minute. We're on an hour. Oh, bloody hell! Don't you hate it when the fun ends? Don't you hate it when the fun ends? Don't you hate it when the daylight draws to it? No, I don't. I'm trying to rhyme. I can't rhyme. Come on, give me some questions. No one's got me any questions here. Have I missed the rules to this game? You have missed the rules to this game. They're on the. I think they're on the title or something. I don't know. Right, someone asked me a few more questions. Come on, we've got 5 minutes here. What's the time? Oh, wait, I'm not wearing a watch. The old ones are the best. Right, yeah. Yeah, my comic timing on that one was terrible. I should have waited longer. Should have done it more like, oh, what's the time? Oh, wait, I'm not wearing a watch. That would have made it, but bloody hell. Always mess things up. Anyway, there's always next week. Right, okay. Come on, give me some questions. Got half a tea left here. Oh, it's cold. Oh, God, yeah. I like that. I'm not Rascal Goring. Stop your moaning. I'm not Rascal Goring. Oh, that's funny. No, I'm not a very good Rascal Goring. Ads bought any van? Oh, bloody heck. Oh, I'm not answering that one. No. Maybe. Right. Come on, give me some good questions. I want to answer it. I really do. I really want to answer it, but not good enough. Not good enough. Well, wait. Sorry, I'm going off here. Here we go. Brilliant. This is a good one. Right, we'll have this one. This is better. This is a bit better here. Have you ever had a stalker, and would you be scared if Philip Schofield started stalking you? I'm going to say something that no one should really say, and I'm not going to back it up because I know I probably wouldn't like it in the end anyway. But I'm just going to say it. I'd like a stalker if they were very attractive, and I know that after a while I'd actually get very scared with it. But still, there's that very element of my masculine personality that makes me think, oh yeah, I would like a stalker if we were attractive. But yeah, so that I'm gonna go off the cuff. I'm gonna go outside what people should say, and I'm just saying it because let's face it, all the men are thinking it in their minds. They're all there thinking, yeah, I mean, if we were attractive, I'd do that. I'd like that. So I'm just saying it. I'm just speaking the minds of the people here. I am a vessel for the consensus of the minds of the people. I'm not too sure about how the women would react to that. I don't necessarily think they would think the same as the men, but certainly the men would think as I've thought there, I would imagine. Anyway, maybe not. I don't know about Philip Schofield. I don't really think I'd be incredibly scared because obviously I've seen him on TV, so I feel as if, I mean, I don't know him. It's like, for example, a viewer who watches me on Thursday Talk saying that you know my entirety of my personality. You may know a lot of my personality because I share. I'm very, very open on here, but you've not met me. You've not been with me for day after day after day. So it's similar to that. I think I have this idea of what he's like. So I think, oh, you know, he's a nice guy and everything. But I don't really know him in his entirety. And so I don't think I'd be scared, but I would be a bit confused and a bit like disorientated by the situation, essentially. And also, it's far too old for me as well. So, but no, that's the answer to that one. Right, come on, let's get some good questions in here. Blooming hell, what's in there? God damn you. Right, we'll entertain this one. Custard cream to Jack Damage. Oh no, that's. Oh no. Crap. Crap. Jammy Dodgers. Oh, crap, that's hard. That's hard. Right then. I'm still looking through the questions. Right. Andy says, let's have a look at this one. Okay, we'll do that. I really liked Flashheart in Blackadder. I've not seen all of the young ones. I've seen a few episodes of it. I've not seen The New Statesman. I've seen Bottom loads. I would say I have to go with Bottom because I've seen that the most. But I did like him as Flashheart in Blackadder. I thought he was brilliant. What's that? Oh, the famous phrase he says going through that those doors. Oh, bugger it, I forgot it. Oh, I don't know. Oh, bloody, I forgot it. It's a really famous phrase, that as well. Anyway, I don't know. What time would you like to live in and why? I've always had this golden age ideal, as it was referenced to in Midnight in Paris, I think the movie's called, with Owen Wilson and what's the other girl who's in it? I don't know. Anyway, but it was referenced to in that as the golden age ideal, and he actually had a golden age ideal to the 1920s in Paris. And so he went back there and visited it because it was a time travel movie. And so I mean, honestly, I would probably say the 1920s, possibly Art Nouveau period as well, so a little bit before the 1920s. But yeah, I'd say that is really good. I mean, I always have a soft spot for sort of my mum and dad's time, or their sort of childhood, so 70s, 80s, that sort of period, because obviously I didn't get to experience that. But I think that, yeah, the 1910s, 1920s, that sort of era, I would just like to really absorb in the culture and the fashion and just the real beauty that era had to offer. So I would probably say that one. But that's a good question, actually. That's a nice little under the radar one, but it's actually a really good question. Right then. Dude. No, what are you saying? That's not, no. Dinner time? Why dinner time? God, what's dinner time as well? Is that 5 or is that 12? Is that because some people say dinner as in their evening meal, and then other people say dinner as in 12. I'm not doing that at 12 o'clock. I'm sorry, I've got things to do. I'm not young anymore. It's not got the same appeal as it once did. Let's just leave it at that. No, so I wouldn't do it at 12. Anyway, I shouldn't really be saying that at 24. It should still have a lot of appeal, but it does, but it's just not. I'm just getting old now, aren't I? I haven't watched the old one. Only David Tennant for it. Oh, cool. Right, we'll have one more question. Whack a question in. No, sorry, Lucy. I like you, but I can't do it. Not good enough. Right, let's have a really good... God, what's that doing here? God, bloody mental. It's going off on one. The light's doing this. Do flickering. Right. No, we've got to get a good question. A good question for this last one. I've already done that question. What time period would you like to live in? We literally just did that then. Now here. What? Who has the tea at 8 o'clock? Well, actually, I had my tea at 8 o'clock on a couple of occasions, but still, I have about 5, 6, maybe 6. But yeah, 8 o'clock dinner time's now. Oh, God, that's just the whole thing of people doing things different times. It's supper time now. Oh my God, right. So supper time, that's the thing before bed. No, I'd say it's a bit early for supper time. Oh my God, what is that light doing? You're going to get turned off in a minute. I honestly will turn you off. Oh, stay calm. Right, I know I'm a bit glary now, but I'm going in a minute anyway. No, it's not supper time. It's not dinner time. It's the limbo in between right now. You've got dinner time, 5 till 7, right? Or as I like to say, the evening. Oh God, that's glary, innit? I apologise, but there's nothing I can do. It'll just flicker otherwise. And then you've got this interlude between about 8 and 9, and then maybe from 9 till 11 could be supper time. 11's a little bit late, to be honest, but maybe 9 till 10. But that's just me. I mean, it's different conceptions for different people, isn't it? Right then, one more question. Be one child policy. Right, hang on. I'm going to have to counter that with another question because I don't know what a child policy is. Right. I get it. It's me being stupid. Right. So I was thinking you meant a policy for raising your children, as in a set, structured way to do it. My communistic tendencies coming out there. Anyway, I'd have everyone dressed in bloody suits if I was in control. You shall not dress up in any colour. You shall not do... Oh no, that's totalitarian, really, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's weird. It's a bit communist, a bit totalitarian. No, it's more totalitarian uniformity. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, maybe I'm not communist after all. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So no, but you mean a one-child policy? It's a hard one, isn't it? Because how can you really limit something as creative and as artistic and as beautiful as the creation of a child? It's. But then on the flip side of it, you get increased population and all the rest of it. So I'm going to say at this point in time, yes, there should be. Maybe about 50 years ago or 100 years ago, no, there shouldn't have been. But now, yeah, I'd say possibly. I mean, I was hoping to have 2 kids, but, I'd settle for 1. But no, I'd say at this time point, we have to do that, I think. Because then if you think of it, 2 people come together to create 1 person. And then if everyone did that, then the next generation would be lighter, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be as heavy. So, but then you've also got the idea of actually people living longer anyway. So it's, yeah. Given one choice, do you spend the remaining... Grilla. No, that wasn't me answering Grilla. Oh, God. Man, woman, or Grilla? Not Grilla. Definitely not Grilla. Depends what I want. Whether I want companionship, platonic companionship, or whether I want a little bit of fun, if you know what I mean. I mean, I could do it with both, but still, I have a preference. That's a hard question. I'm going to go with woman. I'm going to go... right, actually, I've just realised people will think I'm really weird for taking so long on that question, because to everyone else, it's an obvious answer. For, let's say someone who's heterosexual, or someone who, maybe someone who likes gorillas. I don't know. But it would just be, yeah, I know, exactly. But for me, it was, it's hard on that. Anyway, I mean, not with the gorilla. The gorilla was an obvious just exclusion, but yeah. Anyway, we're going to go. You've had your question time today. You've had your fun. It's been a good one today. It's been a fun one. Unfortunately, we are going to have to go now. I know. 44 of you do want to stay for another hour. And oh, God. And it would be good. But we have to wrap it up sometimes. Sometimes. So everything's got to end. Shame. But it's got to go, hasn't it? So I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me. We'll do this once a month, which is called Exclusive Question Chat. That's what it's going to be called. You have to remind me to do it, because I will forget. In fact, you know what? Just before I go, let me write it down on me reminders. Right, what's the date today? 13th of February. I'm in love with you. The passion of my heart sings to my love and starts to masquerade, for your love is pervading. Your love is pervading. I'm singing because I want to sing. I'm still on the chat show, yeah. Right, 6th of February. Oh, no, wait, not 6th of February. Bugger it. Right, bugger it. Right there. 26th of March, Thursday the 26th of March. Put it in your diary. I've not. Exclusive. Exclusive question club. Right, 26th of... Hang on, March? Bloody bugger that. I don't want to be on 26th of March. What am I doing? 26th of March, my arse. I'm not doing that. Right. 6th of March. 5th of March. Put it in... Correct your diaries. 5th of March. Thursday, the 5th of March, 2020 is Exclusive Question Club. I'll do a nice little thumbnail for it. Get everyone excited. And we'll leave it there. Right, so, yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. And, yeah, I know everyone loves my singing, don't they? I've got, what's that phrase? A voice of an angel or something. I don't know. Something like that, anyway. When the just singing stream, yeah, maybe sometime, I don't know, we might do a little singing stream. Anyway, yeah, so 5th of March, Thursday the 5th of March 2020, it's going to be Exclusive Question Club, and we'll leave it there. So peace, and we'll see you in the next video, which will be coming very soon. Technical difficulties.